Welcome to our podcast, JAJA Talks. I'm Julie Albert, founder of the This Is JAJA platform, a global movement of freelancers, practitioners, and visionaries who believe it's time for something radically new. And this space is for you. It doesn't really matter if you're on a healing path, exploring who you truly are, or if you're a therapist or a teacher trying to navigate the complexity of holding space in today's world. It could even be the case that you're a team leader or an entrepreneur ready to build a purpose driven team or business with soul, depth, and integrity. At Yaya, we work across borders. We work across sectors and disciplines, combining trauma healing, the latest science, somatics, human design, self development, systemic work, leadership, and even ancient wisdom. We speak English, but you'll also hear some episodes in Dutch because transformation is multilingual, and also because our platform is international, and also because we love to do things a little bit our own way. We are not here to patch up the old system. We are here to create the new. So if you're ready to reconnect with your unique blueprints, heal old wounds, lead with clarity, and live your truth, welcome to Yaya Talks. Okay, hello everybody, and hello Celia.
Hello.
Hello. So we are not maybe nervous, but we're very excited because this is our first ever podcast together that we're hosting, right?
Yes, exactly. So
So
I'm very
I actually have been thinking a lot about, okay, what will we do for the first podcast of This Is Yaya? Because it's very interesting. We're an ecosystem. We evolve from a platform to an ecosystem. So how do we start? And I thought it would have been like the best idea to start this episode with you, Celia. And it's not because you're my friend and not because you're my colleague, but also because you're my right hand in all of this. You've been through the ups and downs with me. You're basically like, yeah, the second parent to the This Is Yaya child. So, I mean, this was necessary that we did the first episode.
Thank you so much, and I'm so honored that I'm part of this first episode. Of course, yeah, it's true. It's a bit like it's exciting, and at the same time, I love that we will just make it based on what we believe in and based on our image, which is like staying authentic no matter what, and just having a very flowy, natural conversation. So, yeah, bear with us, the audience, because I think it's going to go a bit in different directions. We always come back to where it started, but yeah, it's gonna be a very intimate and natural, true, no fluff conversation.
Exactly, no fluff.
Yes.
I like that word. I think what we're going to cover a little bit today is okay, who we are, what do we do, and what the people can expect from this podcast, because it's not just that we're talking and having a conversation just solely around burnout or around purpose. It's really something else, right? So we want people to tag along. We're also going to invite guest speakers in the future. We're going to do panels. So I'm super excited for it all.
Very good, very good. So maybe, Julie, let's start from the source, the beginning, you. Do you want to share a bit who you are, and without necessarily citing your job titles or everything, all your accreditations? We know you have so much, and you're jongling between so many different expertises and hats. But who is the Julie behind all of that? And how did you start This Is Yaya, which is closely linked to your purpose? Why did you create This Is Yaya? Why did you transform This Is Yaya in the last couple of
Mhm.
months? Also based on all the identity shifts you had. I think there's a lot to share or to talk about, and that's a beautiful start to this conversation, in my opinion. So if you would like to start.
Yes, I would love to. I mean, that's a beautiful question, but also a big one. Eh? I should
Mm,
start when it all started when I was 3 years
mm,
old. No, but actually, I think it did start since I was a child. I think I was a very, how would I say, like, and not an ordinary child.
mm.
Like a manifestor child. Eh? You know, I think that some people don't understand what a manifestor child is yet, but you definitely will, guys. I think that from a young age, I already knew that I wanted to do something with people in general. I just didn't really know how, what, and when, but it was very clear from a young age. And you could say that this was my purpose. You could also say that this was like a trauma response,
Mm,
because working in healthcare, I think that a lot of people unconsciously do that from the perspective of maybe people pleasing or over identifying with it. And I'm definitely guilty of that. I mean, I was guilty of that. It really evolved on my own personal journey where I got like more into the trauma trenches and more into self awareness, of course. But I always knew I wanted to do something with people. And I had this very naive and big dream of how I wanted to leave my footprint on the world and have a big impact. And I think that it really started to hit me when I got to know you, Celia, is because I always told myself that I was like too much, and who am I going to change the world? I'm such a naive girl. What is the thing that I'm going to do, right? And I think that's coming across like human design, for instance, and got to know that I'm a manifestor and working closely with you was such a breath of fresh air for me and a coming home as well to really see that this is actually just what I came here to do. So I mean that was really nice. Yeah.
beautiful.
Mm.
And so, how did it lead to This Is Yaya? Because it wasn't directly like you
No, of
started
course not.
with actually like a complete different path, if we can say so. Even if today everything just comes together beautifully, but how did you just like? When was a bit the tipping point, like the moment where you told yourself, okay, the things need to change,
Hmm.
and I want to be part of this change, and I want to do it with the whole community.
Yes. That's actually a very beautiful question. And I don't think that it was one moment. I think it
Mm,
was in many small moments that
mm,
just build up, like maybe through like a decade of searching and failing and trying to discover and explore. And I think it has multi layers because it's not only out of a professional perspective, but also just me as a woman,
mm,
as a member of this society, also my personal journey, my entrepreneurial journey that really led me to like this is Yaya 2.0 in a new jacket, right? Um, I think that this is Yaya started out of this idea that our healthcare system is very fragmented and one-sided and very overly clinical, and how I wanted to have like this multidisciplinary team to work on in a holistic way around certain things, like everything that had to do with health, and that slowly really started to like evolve because I was like, okay, but I mean, I am a woman with um, great ambition, personally, professionally, but I'm also an aspiring mother. I'm also going to be a partner. I'm also a child to parents. So we have different layers of our like of being a human, right? And I think that it really started to evolve that I was having so many different roles, and it's like they were all in silos. It's like, okay, I have to go here if I want to feel better about myself.
mm,
I have to go here if I want to be more productive at work. And I need to follow this course if I want to be an awesome entrepreneur. And so I think that we really forgot that at the, how do you say that, at first instance, we are human. And I think that all the specializations are very good, and we need to be happy that we have them and that we're so innovative, but we forgot about what it is to be human, and that we need to be treated as a whole. And from like the multidisciplinary team perspective, like have a psychologist, have a doctor, have a coach, have a nurse, I was like, but we need to have different people here. We need to have people from marketing, digital well-being, like business strategists, career coaches, artists. So because this is actually a represent this represents who we are as a human, like fully, completely. So, and what triggered that is, since I want to focus more on like my personal interest, and my professional interest is going more towards the collective, right? Collective trauma, generational trauma. And a human being is so complex. It's relational, it's energetic, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's mental, how we feel at work, how we take our work back home, how we feel at home, how we project it into the work environment. um Also, like our life's mission, I think that we, a lot of people don't really understand still up until this day what it is,
Yes.
what's the meaning of it all, what's the
Yeah.
meaning of our life. And I think that if people can discover that, that's also a vaccine against like burnout and depression. And I want to be treated as a whole, as the complaints and the symptoms that I had as a young woman, being sent from pillar to post, being medically gaslighted, searching for meaning, being very ambitious, being an entrepreneur, and seeing that a lot of the business strategies are not really
Mm,
accustomed to what I came here to do as a manifester, for instance, because this world is based on generators and manifester generators. So
yes.
I wanted to bring a lot of people together. I mean, This Is JAJA is my baby, it's my soul child, but I cannot raise that child alone. I mean, like they say, it takes like a village to raise a child. And this is exactly why I need people from across disciplines, across sectors, to really come together and to redefine. So it's not that we want to be this we want to create anarchy and bash on the system. It's just, okay, somebody has to do it, and we need to create something new.
That's a beautiful vision. Beautiful, beautiful vision of yours. And I love also how it's it's so part of who you are. And at the same time, you are so right that everything is linked to the collective in the end.
Hmm.
Like, and it's true that we are in this hyper individualistic society, and that we focus very much on our own journey. And that by focusing, by being so self obsessed by who we are and by what we want to achieve and what our unique purpose is, and all the distractions we have, and this a bit like it's basically a survival instinct that
Hmm.
pops up. And it's true that in this situation, every human being tends to come back to himself or herself, instead of saying, okay, this is actually the moment where we need one another to be able to progress and to be able to evolve in the right direction. And this is why your vision is so beautiful, because you are seeing the human being as a whole, and also you are seeing society as a whole, and how
Hmm.
um, we all need to help each others and to be part of something bigger than just ourselves. And Um, it's also beautiful how you managed to learn from this first year of This Is JAJA, where a lot of things happened and you decided to redirect a bit. Like, and actually, it's not something, yeah, it's part of your entrepreneurial journey, but at the same time, it's also, it was so meant to be part of everything. I think it's you wouldn't have done it differently if you had to do it all over again. And this is why the Yaya 2.0 is so powerful, because it's the upgraded version of also how you identity shifted, how the group evolved, how we shifted from being a holistic platform, which was already a beautiful vision, to
Mm-hmm.
becoming an ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And so, is there something you would like to add on that, like on the ecosystem part, or maybe explain what This Is Yaya 2.0 is and what it is not, so
Yeah.
people can understand what we are, who we are, and how they can be part of it.
I'm actually happy that you asked that question because I still, and which is normal, eh? Like ecosystem is such an abstract word. It seems like you want to be fancy and drop like a word there, so you seem smart, but it's really well thought, because I think, okay, what we are not is just a platform or just a like a holistic team. You know, you could really. I can use a metaphor. I think that, let's say that a team is rowing a boat. Okay,
Mm.
so we're heading towards the same destination, the same goal. Okay, we're all individuals having our own expertises, right? And we are rowing this boat. The platform is, yeah, the boat itself, to get the people, to get the goods to where they need to go. But I think that the ecosystem is really more like the river delta. It's everything. It's the water, it's the fish, it's the boat, it's the people, it's it's the waves, it's everything, you know. And so it's not really about like collaborating, it's also about co-creating. And when one moves, the whole system shift. And when new people come in, it naturally just changes, it really evolves. So it's not only about collaboration, it's really about yeah, co-creation as well. And that everybody has their own unique place in their own unique zone of genius. And when one thing changes, an ecosystem is really fit to hold those changes and to move with those
Mm.
changes instead of falling apart. We
Yeah,
actually grow stronger.
wonderful,
Do you
wonderful.
think if I would explain that it to like an 8-year-old
Yeah,
like
it's
this,
no, it's very
would
good.
they understand?
No, it's very
Okay.
good with the metaphor or the analogy of the boat and the water, and it gives this it gives more perspective, and
Yes.
also it gives your own definition, because we each have our own definition of
Yeah.
what the word means. So it's very nice that you managed to do that. And I think you explained a bit what it means for the team. This is Yaya. What would be great now is to focus more on our audience and on our clients and patients. Like, what is in it for them?
So I think what would be more okay, so I think that people got the analogy a little bit about this ecosystem,
Mm,
right? But what's in it for them? So
mm,
because we're not just helping people between the age of 25 and 35 who suffer from burnout, we help individuals, we help professionals, leaders, entrepreneurs, or aspiring entrepreneurs. What's in it for them?
mm, mm. So here again, and this is why we come back to um, having this new meaning around ecosystem, is that
Mm,
it's not just we are above other people and we are part of a community and
mhm,
just serving others. It's the people we serve are also part of this ecosystem. They are also seen as a whole. And what we do is that by combining all our different expertises, and it's more than just collaborating and
Mm-hmm.
having like one expertise plus one expertise equal two expertises. It's one expertise plus one expertise equal one.
Beautiful.
So we
Mm-hmm.
completely fuse everything together, and the purpose, at least for me, and you will be the best one to also give your perspective on that. But for me, is that our clients, our patients are part of this ecosystem, and they
Mm-hmm.
will also have an influence on the ecosystem. How you were saying that each new person will shift the energy of the whole ecosystem. This is for me that we help them also find who they are in all their
Mm-hmm.
complexity and all their uniqueness, based on their specific needs in this specific moment, and that they will also have an impact and a positive influence on This Is Yaya as a whole. This is what how I see it, at least, and what my future vision is also for the new ecosystem of This Is Yaya.
I really loved how you put that, and I do want to add something. But first, I want to ask you, like, how does it feel for you to actually be part of this? So not just be part of a team, a community, because we are more than colleagues, all of us, right? We're more like a really heartfelt community. How does it feel for you personally, but also professionally, to be part of this?
That's an interesting question. So, what I mean, and it comes back to what you told me back then when you first announced to me that you have this vision of This Is Yaya, and that you want to that you want me to be part of it. And you said something so true. You were like, being an entrepreneur can be such a lonely road, and just having people by your side that share the same vision, that maybe have different backgrounds, have different expertises, but have this same like-minded um, vision and purpose, makes the journey so much more easier and empowering.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something back then where I was like, ah, yeah, nicely said. But it really made sense once I was part of This Is Yaya, and
Mm-hmm.
once I got this feeling of I'm I'm never alone. There's always someone that we can reach to, and this is very, very like heartwarming, and there's this feeling of, yeah, this feeling of warmth, um, and where you know you are supported. And also, I think what you made beautifully is that you are very, very good at seeing the uniqueness and the capabilities in people. And also, you have a great way of seeing how everyone just fits together,
Mm-hmm.
and how our differences somehow become our, like, it's amazing because we are so different. It's like I would have never guessed that everyone would like come together in that way at first, but somehow it just flows. And because I think despite our differences, we make it our strength,
Yeah.
and we respect our differences, and we have empathy for our uniqueness, and we we share the same vision, and we advance in the same direction. And somehow, like, we are just humans behind all of that. And
Mm.
this is also, once we peel back all these layers of our identities, of our job titles, of our backgrounds, of our traumas, of
Yes.
we are all humans, and we are all one,
Mm.
and we are all connected. And this is truly what makes the beauty of being alive, and of sharing, like, of being souls in a physical body for 100 years on planet Earth. and you really managed to make this a reality. I always had like, when we talk about spirituality and that we are all connected and we are all one, and the divine is in all of us. And for me, at the beginning, it was very abstract.
Yeah.
It was very difficult for me to sense that, and I really wanted to get it. But now that, but this is what you managed to do, to just connect us all. And this is something that is unique, I think, in you, and that is so, so beautiful, and that you managed to do in such a great way.
Hmm.
And so for me, I think I can't exactly remember the the initial question you asked. I'm trying to get back to it, but
So,
um,
guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is going to happen a lot, the sidetracking.
and but yeah, this is. Do you remember what your question was? Sorry, so I just can come back, like make a round and come
Just,
back.
I asked, like, how does it feel for
How
you
does it feel?
personally and professionally to be
Yeah,
part of the
yeah.
This Is Yaya?
So for me, I really grasped what it is to be connected as humans to one another. And I think this is such a beautiful healing process
Hmm.
that you offered me and us as a team. And yeah.
I really loved how you put that, because actually it is true. We are an interesting bunch. I think that
Mm.
you have young and old.
Yeah.
I think actually we're the only three women in a group of 12. Okay,
Yeah.
like men.
Yes.
So normally, like when you see like, oh, healthcare or like
Yes.
care in general, it's mostly
Yeah.
women. So I really love the fact that we're doing it here. It was on accident. It was not on purpose. Doing it
Yeah.
a little bit more different.
Yes.
But also we have people like nurses, somatic practitioners, career coaches,
Mm.
people who are in management, who are in
Mm.
business, who are in marketing, who are in design. So you could say like, okay, this is such a strange way on how to bring people together, but this is actually a sample
Yeah.
of society. And
Mm.
it's true, it really works. With the
Mm.
relaunch, like the core team that we have, it's like clinical professionals and marketeers and digital designers. And for some reason, it works and it's
Yes.
beautiful, because marketeers are learning from clinical professionals. How
Exactly.
can we be more ethical about marketing? How can we be more ethical and authentic around messaging, for instance? But they can also teach us like more on what's in their lane. So it's I can talk hours about the fact that like how happy I am with this team. And especially we got like some new peoples on board. We did a Yaya team building a couple of weeks ago, and it was so nice, because some people we talked online, of course, but we're an international platform. So some people live in Belgium, some in Germany, some in Spain. So it was quite of interesting to see, okay, how is the energy going to be in real life, and it was so beautiful to experience that, the synergy, the
Mm.
how much it felt like we were coming home to each other, like we
Mm.
were so at
Mm.
ease,
Mm.
and at the same time so different.
Mm.
It was a beautiful
Yes.
experience. Yeah.
Yes. And this is why it will be also so beautiful for our clients and our patients to be part of that, because it's the ecosystem we created it's just an extension of what we want to offer and how we want
Hmm.
to serve the
Yes.
people. And this is also very rare, in my opinion,
Yeah.
how you manage to create that.
Mm.
And if it worked on the team, it surely will work also on our clients and our patients. And this ripple effect will
Yes.
be tremendous. So,
I'm so happy that you paraphrase this,
mm,
because doing this podcast, it's not like a sales pitch or to get more leads to our platform. It's just like a part of this systemic change that we want to have, right? And it's not solely, like I said before, going to be like around burnout and around purpose, but also authentic leadership, around relational things, around digital well-being, around ethical marketing. Or what do you need to think about if you want to start a business from your unique blueprint? We It's just, this podcast is going to be part of this ripple effect. So it's not only because we think that we're so interesting and want to share all our knowledge, is because I think it's necessary to put
Yeah.
like a lot of those things out there.
Yes. Yes. Mm. Okay. Is there something else that you think is important to share for this first
Mm,
episode, um, where you say that, yeah, it's.
I think maybe it's also important to say something around, okay, so um, what else is important to for our listeners is that if you're somebody who has been sent from pillar to post, medically gaslighted, struggling with gut issues, or you're thinking about, okay, how can I honor my life? How can I find meaning? Or I just started my business and I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed,
Mm,
or maybe I'm carrying some baggage with generational trauma. It's like you have a place here. We don't want to be too fragmented about it. We want to treat you as a whole. And I really hope that the people who listen to this, doesn't matter if you're a nurse, if you're if you're working in corporate,
mm,
that there is a reckoning, that there is something that deeply resonates with you, that you can listen to this and be touched by it, that you can feel that you're part of it. So it's not just us talking to you, but it's including you in our story through resonance, through being authentic, to also share our stories, not just to give a lecture about what is burnout and what are the consequences, and so on and so ever, so that this is a living and breathing thing, uh yeah, with reciprocity involved. I just really hope that through this podcast that we can really help people rethink their lives, rethink how they want to give meaning to it, how
mm,
they want to honor themselves, how they change the view of, okay, maybe it's not only me an individual problem. Maybe my stuckness, my fatigue, my over being overwhelmed is not me being abnormal, or that something is wrong with me, but actually that this is a collective issue, and that maybe the way that I'm responding to it is very natural, that it's a very intelligent
mm,
response coming from deep within, coming
mm.
from this, from your own system. Like, maybe I'm normal here. And the way that the system works is just
Yes.
not so normal. And this is my response to it, that people can come home, that it can be a breath of fresh air, that they can just feel safe listening to it and learn something along the way. And I hope also laugh along the way, because healing doesn't always have to be serious, right?
Oh,
We
yes.
we we do need
Oh,
to
yes.
incorporate some fun
Yes.
and laugh in it.
And I love what you shared about this intelligent response, and it just made me think also of something I would like to share with our audience that just came to my mind thanks to what you were telling me. It's that This Is Yaya speaks to a lot of people. This is also something that is quite um, unique, because usually we tend to, like, classical marketing strategy is like you need to have one target with one specific problem and one specific
Yeah.
solution. This is not at all how we want to convey our message. And I think the underlying foundation is healing. It's basically help people's and help um, see people as a whole, and also give them back their power. I think that in all the different systems that we tackle, so the healthcare system, the corporates, the even the business world, it's we are somehow a bit like extracting our power to
Yeah.
external sources. And very often we feel powerless and we don't really know, like we don't have the answers. And as you were saying, we are seen as symptoms, or some people that
Yeah.
like we are not normal, and that we are the only one feeling that way. And so this is also when we tend to shut down again, and we tend
Hmm.
to not connect with people anymore. And for me, this is Yaya is helping you find the tools that you need to come back to yourself, to come home to who you are, to connect back with your true essence, which will automatically help you also connect more deeply with others. And there's really, we want just to help you trust yourself again.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
know that, as you were saying, like your symptoms are just actually a very intelligent response.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
trust that. Don't think that it's not normal, that you are doomed to feel like that, and that nothing is helping, and that you don't know what to do anymore. There are still solutions out there. And if you're feeling that like that, it's actually that you have so much in you. You have so much awareness, so much consciousness, so much healing potential, that you are a beautiful soul that came here for a very specific reason. And we just help you reconnect to that. And yes, that's just what I wanted to share. That came very spontaneously with what you told
Yeah.
earlier, Julie, and thank you so much for that. And so we won't be a platform where we can very specifically say that it's just for this type of people and this will be the solution. And no, I think it
Yeah.
goes way deeper than that. And
Yeah.
we also adapt
And
to.
it's out of necessity, really, and
Yeah.
it's not out of ego, like, oh, we're going to do all the target
Mm.
populations, and it's because it's necessary and somebody has to do it, right? And I think that healing health is such a complex
Mm.
construct, actually, and we cannot reduce people to how they feel, what their symptoms are, but also the meaning that they give to their lives, to their history, to their suffering. And I think that health on its own is also a social construct. It has social
Yes.
underpinnings. It has political, even
Yeah.
economical underpinnings.
Mm.
So I really like that example of that. When you look, okay, somebody breaks a leg, and okay, of course that person is ill, like he has a disease, he's sick, he cannot work, but that person can still be intimate with the partner, or can still write his essay on the computer, he can still go to the store. And then somebody else who feels super tired all the time, who is bloated all the time, but the lab results are fine, and for some reason we don't consider that person as sick, but that person is really handicapped because they cannot go to the store. They sometimes cannot even come out of their bed. So I think that it's this is something that we really want to cover. It's not only about what we say that is a disease, what we say, what it means to be sick or ill, that we don't want to exclude anybody. We don't want to put too much labels on top of it. It's about the meaning that you give to how you live, what health means for you, what your story is, and how you give meaning to your symptoms.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, Celia, I think that maybe we've come to the end of our first episode. Just savor it a little bit, because this is going to be the last time that this is going to be our first episode.
Yes.
But
Oh.
I'm very curious about the fact that if we would see like in 100 episodes later.
How we will evolve. I think we will, yeah, we will joke
Yeah,
about this first episode once it.
yes. I think what is important to close off with is that maybe it's, by the way, interesting to tell people So we're doing the relaunch of This Is Jaja. A lot of nice things are coming. So it's not only a podcast, but we're also putting this on YouTube. So our first ever YouTube channel. And in the 23rd and the 24th of October, we're also organizing an online summit. The whole team is going to be there. We're going to give workshops, a lot of value. We'll also have something special in mind when it comes to community, but I'm not going to spill the beans for now. So I would just say go and follow us on Instagram. We will leave it here in the, how do you call that in a podcast? In the caption.
Good question. I don't
Good
know.
question.
Well, in yeah, in the caption. Let's see in the
so,
caption.
so you can find all the information that you need to just stay updated and to be part of this. So it's not only us selling our services, but to really invite you to be a part of this ecosystem, be a part of this community. So next episode, me and Dan are going to have a very interesting conversation. So Dan, he is also a character, right? Because he's a philosophist, an ethicist. Ethicist is that how you say it in English?
Um,
Ethicist?
yes, ethicist, I think.
Ethicist,
Yes.
but also a digital well-being expert. He's also very good at ethical design and branding and all of that. And me and Dan were going to talk about collective trauma, about societal issues, and also really highlight the importance of purpose and meaning and how that can be a balm for our society. So I'm looking forward to that. And the third episode, I'm going to see you back, Celia, because we're going to talk about one of my personally favorite topics, and that is human design.
So good. Really looking forward to that one. And in the
Yes,
meantime,
me too.
I love the topic you are going to have, the conversation you are going to have with Dan.
Yes,
A lot will come out of it. And yes, Dan is a fascinating person. And he also has a way, yeah, of combining um, very like intellectual and deep rooted topics with also more spiritual
yes,
themes. And he just he's so clear and grounded in how he conveys his message.
yes, true.
It's really a beautiful add-on to the team
Yes,
of the last couple of months, and
I
it's
mean,
very
he's
exciting.
on fire because it's like he actually helped rebuild the whole platform. What I mean by that, like co-created the website, the user flow and everything. I just barfed all my information on top of that poor guy, and he got the essence out of it to build a beautiful website out of it. So yes, I am I just wanted to say that we are very happy to have Dan on board. He's a true generator. And you could see that once the weeks and months passed, that he got like more and more excited about everything that is coming our way. So yeah,
Beautiful.
okay.
Okay,
Is there
Julie.
something that I'm forgetting, Celia, that we really need to
So
tell
the
people?
episodes will be out every 3 weeks. And you already shared that it's going to be on YouTube. Where else can we listen to the podcast? Will it be on Spotify, for example?
Yes,
Very good. And yes, we are so grateful and happy that you listened to this first episode.
yes,
And we are very much looking forward to building this ecosystem with you. So yeah, see you in the next in for me in the third one.
yes.
Maybe I will sneak in the second one because I love the topic, but so yeah, thank you so much for today, Julie,
Yes,
and
you too, Celia.
talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody. Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you for joining us on our podcast, Yaya Talks. If this episode moved you in any way, inspired you, or sparked something real, share it, tag us, and let others tune in. This podcast is just one piece of a larger movement, bringing together seekers, caregivers, entrepreneurs and leaders who are done playing small and ready to do things differently. We'll be back soon with more conversations, sometimes in English, sometimes in Dutch, but always full of depth, truth, and unapologetic curiosity. Until then, stay connected, stay embodied, and remember, the new way starts with you.